It was a democratic sea change. The Polish people voted out the right-wing populists from the Law and Justice Party.
Increasingly, it seems they were nothing more than thieves and crooks. I'm optimistic. I feel good about what's to come. The elections have shown that the majority is fed up.
But the country is divided. There'll be resistance from the right. For 8 years, right-wing nationalist populists ruled Poland. New leader Donald Tusk is liberal and pro-Europe, and not everyone is happy. I don't accept the election.
Not even the communists did what the current government is doing.
So what is the mood like in Poland? Can the country overcome its divisions? Here in Sierakowicza, in northern Poland, birthday celebrations are underway for Krystyna Formela. She's turning 73. It's also what's known as Fat Thursday, a last chance to eat some treats before the restrictions of Lent kick in.
Fat Thursday is a typical Polish tradition. Everyone here bakes whatever they can. It's about having a good time together.
What are these seniors expecting from Poland's new government? And how can society overcome its divisions?
I don't want to talk about political divisions here. We're building a civil society. We want people to get along with each other. We just did what we had to do. That's why I believe in this government, in these people.
We ask if anyone here supports the old government led by the Law and Justice Party. We're told the lady in red does, but she doesn't want to talk to us, especially not in front of the camera. But this area is strongly pro-law and justice.
Around here, the Law and Justice Party gets about 70% in elections. But their supporters are hiding.
We do find one in the town center. Taxi driver Marian doesn't believe in the new government, or even in the election results. I don't accept it, although now I have to, because what else can I do? No, the Law and Justice Party had a lot of voters. Krystyna Formela, meanwhile, is happy the old government left office.
If you ask me, it doesn't deserve any credit. I don't like them. I never supported them, and I didn't like what they did when they were in power. Increasingly, it seems they were nothing more than thieves and crooks.
Despite the birthday party spirit, she doesn't have a kind word to say about the old government. So how did Poland get to this point? The populist Law and Justice Party came to power in 2015. It represented nationalists and right-wing conservative values. The party's policy positions had concrete effects on the lives of Polish people. For example, there was discrimination against LGBTQ+ people. This was a central pillar of the party's platform. It also oversaw a de facto ban on abortions, including for medical reasons. Several pregnant women died as a result. And it exerted influence on previously independent media. Journalists critical of the government lost their jobs. Many Polish people protested, but that didn't stop the ruling party. Instead, it brought in popular but expensive policies. The child benefit allowance was raised, while retirement age was lowered, meaning older citizens no longer had to work as long. Changes like these were well received, including by many here in Sierakowicza. After enjoying their cakes, the women are now taking part in an exercise class at the local sports center.
The most important thing is to have a decent pension so I can buy things, without having to pick out one pear or one apple.
Newly elected Prime Minister Donald Tusk now faces a big job. After 8 years of right-wing populism, he has to revitalize democratic institutions and bring people together.
I believe that young people will finally have their chance here. Younger people decide what should happen, how it should happen, and how they want to live.
In order to talk to some younger Polish people, we leave Sierakowicza and drive east. Our destination, the Tri-City of Gdansk, Gdynia, and Sopot. It just so happens there's another birthday. Marcin Kochanowski is turning 40, and his boyfriend, Radek Szumowski, surprises him with gifts and cake. As a gay couple in Poland, they've suffered at the hands of conservative society. But since the recent political change, there are signs of a different mood towards queer people, even when it comes to things like displaying affection. As time goes on, it'll probably become more and more accepted. Yesterday, we were at an anniversary party, and we actually greeted each other with a kiss. I had the impression that people weren't as bothered. In cities like this one, there are more LGBTQ+ people than elsewhere. But at the same time, homophobic people are also particularly active. Being openly gay is a test of courage. Often I've tried to hold Marcin's hand in public, and it's been uncomfortable for him. But I think that I'm just as much a citizen as anyone else. I deserve the same rights, and I can walk down the street with my loved one. Next, we meet Marta Magot and Piotr Jankowski from Tolerado, an LGBTQ+ activist network in Gdansk. They say things are now changing for the better.
Right now you can feel that there's more acceptance, but there's also fear. Just because the government's changed doesn't mean that society has changed yet.
There are currently no provisions in the Polish Criminal Code saying that homophobic hate speech is illegal. An example, this truck passing a school. The message from its loudspeakers accuses LGBTQ+ people of pedophilia. These Law and Justice Party supporters are demonstrating against queer people, a protest that leads to violence. There's a lack of equality and respect of diversity, or appreciation of diversity. As Marcin and Radek celebrate Marcin's birthday over coffee and cake, they're also planning to pursue a big goal. They want to get married properly, with an official certificate to prove it. The new government aims to pass a law that makes civil unions possible for everyone. I've already started inviting everyone. I tell my family it might be possible in 2 or 3 years. They're very much in favor, as are most people I know. That's one of the laws expected from Donald Tusk's new government. Another aims to improve women's right to abortion. Hardly any other topic polarizes Polish society as much as this one. Supporters of abortion rights emphasize it as a women's rights issue, while opponents see it as a pro-life issue. It's especially controversial in rural areas. We head back to Sierakowicza, where taxi driver Marian is waiting outside the church. The Law and Justice supporter has no problem with misogynist slogans and is firmly against abortion. In the villages, they say a woman wants to have sex in the evening and the next morning have an abortion. Is that Catholic? That's not Catholic. The town is strongly Catholic, like large parts of Poland. It has the highest birth rate in the country. Large families are held in high esteem here.
It's a gift, a miracle. I think women should be fulfilled by motherhood as much as possible.
While the Law and Justice Party was in office, major media outlets tended to broadcast anti-abortion propaganda because they were under the influence of the right-wing populists. Journalists critical of the government were forced out, including Agnieszka Michaimov. We meet her at Gdansk airport. She works there as a press officer since being sacked by the state broadcaster.
I
worked in radio for 25 years, mostly doing political interviews. I asked difficult and uncomfortable questions, and the new team couldn't accept that. They didn't want journalists asking them those kinds of questions. Eventually, they tried to force us out, and so we had to go.
Agnieszka Michaimov still prefers to watch the news on a privately run channel, instead of the public channel that was formerly dominated by the Law and Justice Party. The broadcaster is now in a state of upheaval. Programs that spread Law and Justice Party propaganda and celebrate leader Jarosław Kaczynski have been cut, which hasn't gone down well with everyone.
Why did they shut down our channel? They liquidated it by force. When they have no arguments, they use violence. Why can't I watch the channel? I want to watch it. I'm the one with the remote in my hand. It's my right.
For the sacked journalist, it's clear that pro-Law and Justice staff should now be fired in turn. It's the only way to achieve media balance.
There's no doubt in my mind that most of these people acting like they have a journalistic mission have to go. Immediately. They have to be fired.
Is Poland heading for improved social cohesion or entrenched division?
I really feel there's hope for a big social change. It'll be difficult to make far-reaching changes now.
We're at the beginning of this road. We just want to be one society.
We'd really benefit from that, the country and the world.